We're not late.
We're not. We're not.
All those who need to
Hey,
be
Lisa.
on.
Hey, Carl. What's going on, Tanisha? 2 times. 1 time, 2 times. Tanisha, hello.
What's up?
I see you. I see you.
Oh, my bad.
Welcome, everybody. It's Thursday. It's Unleashed time.
We're not.
Time to let your hair down. For those that have it. For those that bought it. For those that need it.
Okay. No.
Welcome back, everybody. My fantastic group of friends, Unleashed Live. We are back Thursday, and we always get together on Thursday to talk about some topic, really just relating to just how we can be better folks. So today's topic is about, are you bringing baggage to your new relationship? Baggage. I don't want everybody to think baggage is a bad word. So just the way, for those that may be new, I want to welcome everybody that's on the Facebook Live feed. Every Thursday we get together to have these real talk conversations. A lot of times we have these conversations behind the scenes, and sometimes we just don't know the answers. So we want to get together and just have adult conversations about what's up. Why do they do the things they do? Why? Why do people do the things they do? So if you have questions, make sure you're chiming in. You can chime in. What's going on, James? Chime in and post your questions so you can engage with us. Come over to my page if you wanted to actually come on to the Zoom conference so you can be on the panel for discussion. All right, I think we got everything laid out. A couple of months ago, Tanisha and I, she'll be back, but Tanisha Simpson and I had started a conversation on Facebook, and it just got offhand, offline, and we wanted to just make sure we brought it to you guys live on a weekly basis. So tonight's topic is bringing baggage to the relationship. So we've all dealt with it, but let's not look at baggage as a bad thing. Not a bad thing. So sometimes we might even be the one with baggage, right? We got men and women on the line. RJ, Albert, Jay. Right. So get your adult beverage. It's time. Let's get rolling. All right, so when we talk about baggage, thank you for coming on back. Let's talk about, before we get started, let's introduce folks real quick, because I got some experienced entrepreneurs on the line, and I want you guys to know you will be hearing more of them in the future. So Tanisha, I want ladies first.
Hey, everybody. Hello. I am Tanisha, future author, multi-billionaire, parallelpreneur. What did I? Yeah, something like that. But either way, it's me. Yes.
It's her. Okay, Miss Tanisha, Miss Billionaire in effect. Ladies first, Miss Angela, say hello.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Angie, your entrepreneur in the kitchen, here to listen and learn.
Every time I hear her voice, I think about something in the kitchen. Something in the kitchen.
Cheesecake.
Something in the kitchen. Cooking it up.
Cheesecake.
Up something.
No problem.
Thank you for coming on board. Daniel, what's up?
Yes, I am Dan, aka Dr. Dan here. So I am a entrepreneur, real estate entrepreneur, author, new book, Wisdom Man. You definitely want to get this right here.
That book right here?
That book right there.
That book right there.
That one.
Upstairs.
Big shout out to the author on the line.
Yep.
Turn your volume up a little bit.
Oh, turn it up. Can you hear me? Is that better?
No.
Okay.
I can hear it just fine.
Okay, cool. I'll just move
Okay. So real estate entrepreneur.
Yep. Real estate entrepreneur. I am a day trader with IML, and I also am an author.
Yes, you are. All right, good stuff. Well, we'll talk about your book a little bit later, and we'll talk about how some of this conversation of baggage in the relationship kind of brings it to some of the book topics that both he and I have.
Yep,
all right? Well, thank you. So stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned to the end because we got some goodies for you to the end. And you have a book signing coming up too. So we'll talk about those dates when we finish up.
All
So
right.
proud of him. You know, when you got to hang around good people that are doing stuff.
Got to.
Right.
People, they tell you when you're wrong, tell you when you're doing right. All right, Kevin.
As always.
Good evening, panel. Good evening, social media world. It is I, Mr. H, Kevin Howard, entrepreneur, a phenomenal father, soon to be creative, committed to the script. Got some real spicy stuff going on, but I'm not going to hold the panel up right now. We'll talk about that at the end of the video.
And Kevin is another entrepreneur doing it big. So make sure you stay tuned for him at the end. I'm not sure. Did you hear static on the line, guys, or is it just me?
Nah, we good.
From
Thank you,
Kevin.
Dan. Thank you, Dan.
We'll
I'm
see.
on the laptop today, buddy. I'm on the
You
laptop.
heard it a little bit. I know you did. We'll have to make him go outside. Go outside.
But honestly, it's a little better where he is right now than
We'll see.
I have experienced before.
We'll see.
So.
All right.
Cricket,
Jabron.
cricket.
My name is Jabron Holmes. I'm not an alcoholic.
Mhm.
Married, children. I'm a product technical specialist. I sell scientific equipment to scientists. I was once licensed to sell mutual funds and investments to people.
Mhm.
I guess quasi real estate / slumlord.
Good slumlord.
Soon to be slumlord.
And we're going to make sure we bring some more real estate investment topics to the table coming up 2018 because we've got some smart individuals on our panel. And we want to make sure that you guys are not only getting the fun, sexy topics, but how can we be better in our finances and our money as well.
Right.
All right. So, Jabron, I know everybody on the panel, we're going to be able to bring you the best of the best on that. But tonight, we're talking about baggage. As I said, baggage is not so much, shut up, Jabron. It's not so much a bad thing when we talk about baggage. It's all about life experiences, all right? The good, the bad, and the lessons and the opportunities that we have. So I don't want you to look at the word baggage as when someone says, do you have baggage? Or I'm not looking at Jabron, so I have to focus on my content. So it's really about how we handle the baggage. So tonight we're going to talk about 5 habits that create the damn baggage. All right?
Sheesh.
5 habits. All right, so number 1, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Not addressing your issues is very unhealthy. So the first thing is just not addressing your issues. And we talk about baggage, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about financial baggage and emotional baggage tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're not going to be too long. The game is on. I want to get some tips on that. That's my baggage. My bad.
What, the game?
I'm just going to be watching, like this. So.
You said watching them lose?
Huh?
Watching them lose?
Shut the hell up. I don't see a losing number.
Who's playing? What game?
Exactly. Don't you worry about it, Jabron. Don't worry about it.
Bad. I was just asking.
Okay. It's the Cowboys and Redskins are playing tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So, Kevin, I know you had some stuff to bring about this topic. So we got 5 habits. And the first one is not addressing your issues, which is really unhealthy. Basically, ignoring your shit.
Well, man, I got stories for days, man. But just to kind of keep it PG, man.
You can keep it PG-13/R. We're all over 18 on this.
PG. Yeah. No, nothing like that. But it's just more so,
Wendy.
Like when it comes to not being a communicator or finding yourself in a place where you shut down to the point where when you meet that new person and you don't expose certain things, what eventually happens is it's going to eventually crash. It's almost like a train on the track, right? And I know this is an analogy to use, but I'm gonna use it anyway. As the bars come down on a train, it's giving you a warning that a train is coming. But most people don't allow those bars to come down, right? So they find themselves in a position where they just go over the tracks, and then over the course of time get hit by the train. So the longer you wait on exposing what needs to be exposed in order for something to blossom genuinely, you absolutely have to have that conversation. Because my situation is a little crazy, but not to put myself on blast, but
put it on blast. And move to a different room while you go on blast. Go on. Get.
I tell you, being by the mountains ain't good. So, I was in a situation where, I was with this girl, and everything was good, but what eventually ended up happening is, her past kind of spilled over in the present, and being that it wasn't addressed properly, it really caused a lot of confusion for me. It caused a lot of me questioning who this person really was now, because the person that I met that I thought didn't have the baggage, it eventually revealed itself that the baggage was there. So I ended up becoming a psychologist versus a partner, because now that I'm wise enough to see what's in front of me, I had to take a position with the person to help them heal on the past, and I couldn't put my heart into that situation knowing that I had to step out of it and kind of be the psychologist to kind of help get rid of that baggage, which means it kind of cheated me, because I really was feeling the chick, and being that I know I have to shift the way I have to approach that person now, I couldn't put feelings and emotions in it, because I had to do certain things and say certain things that wasn't as forthcoming in a nice way, in order to ruffle her, to actually empower her again. It was a real serious situation that took place. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's something that really shook her, and I ended up getting a bad batch of the cookies. You know what I'm saying?
So you ended up being her psychiatrist, basically.
Yeah, man, for a long time.
All right, so that's what we're talking about here. We're not bringing this into an episode where it's like, all right, we all need treatment, but I think we all need some kind of life coaching at some point.
All right.
Because if you're dealing with things when it comes to relationships and something that passed, then you're bringing all that mess into new situations, and it's not healthy. I think I've had the same thing. Someone had to deal with that with me right before I realized what depression was all about. My ex at the time, he was dealing with a whole bunch of mess, and I didn't know it was mess, but you figure it out later. But unfortunately, he became my crutch as far as the counseling was concerned.
A lot of us going through life experiences, we tend to make changes and adjustments, to protect our heart. And when we get involved in a new relationship, we're sometimes unwilling to let down our guard just based on the previous experience. And it's tough sometimes with people, because our trust is no longer there. But if you're unwilling to let your guard down and show the individual who you truly are, you really don't give that relationship a true and fair chance.
Right. But you have to be honest with yourself. And it took probably a couple of months for me to realize, all right, I think I got some other issues going on, and it's affecting my relationships. That's when I knew I had to get in front of a counselor.
Right.
It's not a bad word, but it's just really someone that needs to help you kind of get on track with what's going on in your past.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't affect your future.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't like that word, counselor. And so
I love it now. Put me in front of some help. Let's talk. Let's talk.
I know.
As you get older, you understand.
Yeah.
We harbor a lot of things in us, and we don't really get it out. And when you sit down and talk to someone, you start crying, and all of a sudden you just start purging. It's like, what time is my appointment next week? What time? So we can get it going on. But that takes maturity just to grow and understand, hey, where I was yesterday, I can't do the same shit that I was doing last week, last year with the same people, plain and simple. So if you recognize that, don't carry the irresponsibility over to the new friendships, to the new relationships that you used to do in the past. Remember that, when people say, oh, I'm used to doing it this way. I'm used to doing it this way. Well, that didn't work. Otherwise, you'd be with that person right now. So it didn't work for a reason. So change it up. It's about knowing. So RJ has said it's about knowing yourself and what you want. We are not true to ourselves, so we will never sometimes let someone know everything because you have not dealt with it yourself. True. Be real. Be real. Hashtag be real. And Wendy has said, and sometimes we bring baggage to a new relationship and we tend to put a wall up and we don't let the person fully in because of the past. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm all about making sure you have some kind of accountability friend that you can at least talk to, and they can tell you, hey, your shit is wrong, or you're doing something right. So those are good. Any other points on this one?
I was just going to add that I think certain, having a relationship is what brings some of that baggage up. A lot of times you don't realize you even have it until you get into a relationship. And then it takes different people sometimes to bring out certain things. So, or certain triggers. So I think, being in a relationship definitely helps too. You have to. I mean, as much as I love being single, but unless the unless the waters are tested, I can't really tell if I've overcome certain things.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll know when a situation comes up and you're in the same situation where you're dealing with it like, oh man, it's here again. So just be honest with your own feelings and just know and just apologize for any past hurt that you really had.
You got to be willing to face that bad boy. You got to. Yeah. In order for there to be any change, you got to be willing to embrace it.
True. All right, so let's move on to number 2. This is a good one. Okay. Another habit is dealing with money and debt management. Oh yeah, money. Bad habits will bring up very bad habits, and that will bring in baggage. So let's just say you don't know how to balance a checkbook. You always carry a negative balance in your account, and then you get into a relationship with someone who has a 700, 800 credit score. They're on top of their finances, and then you come along and you just fuck everything up with your irresponsibility.
That's one of the things I can't.
Excuse my language.
I ain't messing with it.
But you owe it to yourself to manage your money before you even get into a relationship. Straight up. It's not even about, well, I'm going to wait till this person comes along and maybe they can help me. Yeah, so sometimes that person can help in certain areas. I get that. But don't be a total screw up and just bring a 300 credit score to the table and like take me as I am because I don't know any better. Manage the money better.
But some people just don't know, Lorie.
That's not an excuse.
There's so much information around you. Yeah. There's no way that someone can say, I've never been told about business opportunities, or I've never been told about how to open up a savings account.
A lot of times people are afraid to manage their money. They get afraid and they shut down. They don't want to, learn about it because they start hearing all these terms that they don't understand. Or maybe some of them don't, have any interest in it. But still, the simplest things as having a checking account and, a savings account.
Right.
Learn how to just put some money squirreled away in a 401k or something.
Right.
There's no excuse. There is none. And if you don't do your part,
right, that's the part.
Relationship and expect me to do the part,
right?
We have some problems.
It's already going to have some problems. So as I said, I'm 42. I don't know everything. Like Jabron just gave me a wonderful book to start reading. Smart Women Finish Rich.
Nice.
He's not getting paid for me to read a book, But when you have people that are surrounding you that want to see you do better, because, you know, like minds attract in some kind of way. So it's something that I said and something that I had mentioned that was ding, 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 I got something for you. You got to hang around people like that.
Right.
Because if you're just hanging around people that just enjoy a negative bank account, never have any money, that's exactly where you're going to hang out. I'm looking to get to different levels. And you know, if you're trying to do the same thing, you have got to be that magnet that attracts that kind of person. Hey, when the student shows up, the teacher will appear.
So I got a question.
Yo.
You meet wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Not, and I'm just hypothetical here.
Okay.
You mean wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. Okay.
Yeah.
They got it going on every way except the finances, right? The lack of discipline. Let me just say.
Hold on. Lack of discipline in your finances?
Yes, but he's got it going on, or she got it going on. Okay, but lack discipline, right? So this is, and I'm putting myself out there.
Thank you, Wendy.
This is where I went wrong. Okay, where that's okay that you don't. You're not the, you don't balance the checkbook. I balance the checkbook. Just bring the money. Don't worry about balance the checkbook. But then, it became a problem over time because the discipline was not there. So then, there's a lack of support in the household because you're thinking, it's taken care of, but you're being frivolous, just being
irresponsible.
I'm like, hold up, this can't work. This got to be a partnership, like you said, unless you get yourself together. Let's get these finances in order, exercise some discipline.
Yeah.
We took the classes, Crown, financial class, saw the financial counselor. None of that means a hill of beans if you're not going to actually implement. So, yeah. What if everything else is right about this person except their area of financial discipline? They, like you said, Daniel, they could be scared. They could.
I'm gonna tell you something. Finances are amongst one of the leading causes for divorce in the first place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The fact
a lot of times that up front.
Right. The fact that you put people in financial jeopardy when you get in a relationship and you don't know how to manage your money properly.
Right.
I have a friend of mine who recently got married, and I'm blown away that, her husband did not choke her the hell out. I'm serious. Like,
wait a minute, who had the bad behavior? The woman?
She did, yeah.
Uh-huh.
She hid over, I think it was like $60,000 to $70,000 of debt.
Oh, that ain't shit.
That is
a lot.
She got to go.
If you're a homeowner, you owe a lot more than that.
No, I agree. But the thing is, she hid it from him the entire time that he was in a relationship. And the fact that you got married and then told him, that's a problem.
That's a lie.
Exactly.
Well, hold on. There's a few things, just going a little further back, right? I'm just adjusting the channel. You never know what someone has done in their past to be in the financial situation they're in today.
I agree.
There are people that made mistakes 10 years ago and still trying to dig themselves out. Okay.
I agree.
Sometimes it's things that, what's one thing that could take a credit score from 750 to 300 overnight? Medical bills.
I agree.
Not having health insurance. Okay. So when you talk about financial education, financial discipline, there's other things that come into place. Big one is insurances. Okay. Just to kind of give you an example, and this plagues the Black community all the time. Black people do not buy insurance, but I guarantee you. Okay, I would say less than 50% of Black people buy insurance unless the law tells you have to buy it, i.e. car insurance. Now, you go up into the white communities, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 got some kind of insurance to protect what they build in. And that's what people, when you look at finances, it's more than just saving money. It's more than not spending frivolously. It's about it's about building and protecting.
And education.
Education.
That's
offense and defense. So
Right.
someone can play offense their entire life, and then all of a sudden they have an issue in that defense, and that takes them down. Now, can that be baggage in the sense of bringing it to a relationship? Usually when people think of baggage, they think of something emotional, okay? So when it's something financial and it's baggage, it has to be the emotional component to that financial issue.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Disregard. If you just are just like, oh, well, forget it, I'm just not doing it.
That's a different ballgame.
Behavior. But we're talking about, I had a bankruptcy or I had health issues, but I need help building that up. That's
right. That's totally different. That's totally different. This young lady literally hid the fact.
Yeah, she's a liar.
Well, that's just lying.
She had issues with her managing of money, the whole 9 yards.
Well, I mean, and I get that, right?
Yeah, that's not somebody that you need to be hanging out with, because you understand if that's your behavior and there's no, well, help me work it out, how can I fix it? That's not going to work. And if you marry her, you're already doomed, because that's you. She's showing you who she is.
Yep.
Just like
there should be things that happen prior to that, because if she's lying about that one component in her life, she's lying about something else.
She's a perfect liar.
Yep.
So what is he gonna do, Daniel? That's what I want.
What is she gonna do?
What is he going to do?
Hold on, let me put on this.
Good question.
That is all over him. I'm gonna give him a half.
Stay in that relationship.
What would you do, Daniel, Dr. Daniel?
For me, that's one of the biggest elements of getting to know an individual. For me, I need to understand, where you are financially, what your goals are, where are you trying to go with things, and then we can work down the line, because finances are huge.
But man, that's an answer of a 40-year-old. What would be the answer of a 20-year-old where most people are getting married at?
Listen, I will give them the same answer.
No, you weren't thinking that when you were.
You gotta have a support team around you of people who've been there and have done it.
I absolutely agree with you, Lorie.
You can't just say I'm gonna get married because you've never been married before. You're 20, 25, or even 30. Even if you're 40, if you don't get your own house in order first, you can't build with someone else if your shit is off.
Yes. Absolutely.
So the main thing is make sure that you're surrounded by people who can talk the language that you need. Okay, I need someone to help me with insurance. Boom. Who do you know, Lorie? Who do you know, Jabron, that may help me with life insurance? Got it. Cool. I need some health insurance. Who do you know that may help me with that? You got a mouth. So there's no excuse for someone not to have something. And if it's a financial, if it's just a lack of education, that's just a matter of open your mouth. I need this particular person.
And see, that's what I was going to try and say, because as you know, the masses are financially literate, right? Which actually creates bad habits. And you know how long it truly takes for a bad habit to get changed to a better habit?
21 days.
21 days.
Minimum.
Consistently, right?
Minimum.
So automatically, being that you have people who want to be with people and they're not really thinking about that, because, I'm going to be honest with you. If I had a situation where somebody was like that and I know what I know, I'm not going, and I really fool with them, and they're going to be open and coachable, then I'm going to educate you. I'm going to show you what to do. Yeah. I'm going to get you back up and running, right? Because I see value there based off of what I want from you, which is a relationship, right?
Right.
Being that I have the mentality to know that the masses ain't been educated anyway.
Right.
And I have that conversation and you're open to have that conversation, then and only then can we fix those problems together. See, I'm open for that. Like, you ain't got to come to me with $1 billion or a 800 credit score.
Right.
Be willing.
Yeah, just be
willing to learn.
Be willing to learn. Right?
Wendy has said, closed mouths don't get fed.
That is.
Yeah.
Right? Open your mouth. So there's no excuse. And when it comes down to the money, like Justin said, if your money's not right, what did he say? The man don't even get in no serious relationship. don't know about most, but I thrive off knowing I'm providing. And I mean, that's still, both of you guys got to come together, Justin, on that same topic. Thank you. But you got to make sure that both of you are like, okay, I'm ready. Yep. And I'm ready. Like my guy and I now, we do challenges every single week. And it's only about what can we do to get better. And it has to do with finances. And, you know, it builds up to what we're going to do with the credit score, what we're going to do with housing, what are we going to do with our business goals. So you got to have people around you that can help and support you, plain and simple.
Yeah, you know,
which all boils down to communication and operating.
Open your mouth.
That's it.
Your mouth.
That's it.
You know that old saying, you are the sum of the 5 people or 5 friends around you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That is so serious.
Mm-hmm.
The key people that are surrounding you. My mom always used to tell me, you know, some birds of a feather flock together. So always look at your surroundings. You are going to be who you surround yourself.
I can't be around broke people. I know what that feels like, and I'm not claiming that I'm making millions of dollars, but I'm nowhere where I was even last year. Thank God. And that's what you want to start getting in that position of. Well, gosh, you make it seem so easy. Well, it's changing your surroundings a lot of times. I mean, what, June, we started this platform.
Yep.
Like, I have a support system now just with these guys here and, you know, people that you don't even see online, and they help me move in business and personal. You got to have that circle. You got to have that circle that has your back.
I think you got to be on probation, because
I love you guys.
A lot of people can talk a good game and say that, yeah, you know what, yeah, I'm willing. I'm gonna do this.
Actions.
Don't lie, because you'll figure it out. You can tell.
I'm gonna tell you, your actions will speak so much louder than your words.
Always.
But by then, you caught up. You in love.
No, I'll fall out of love real easy.
Yep.
Oh, you doing what you're doing, right? Peace
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I had messed around with this young lady before, and one of the things that I noticed is that
look at the old man down there.
One of the one things that I noticed was she was always afraid of, you know, saying dealing with her finances. Anytime I talked to her about finances, she'd shut it down, change the subject, you know, saying walk away.
Wrestle that back up.
Yeah, your actions will always speak louder than your words. You can talk, but when it comes down to the rubber meeting the road.
So you're not gonna get caught up, Dr. Dan. You're gonna
not at this age. We don't have time to be caught up with that. Now, if you see someone is willing to make some changes, genuinely make those changes, cool. Take them on. You all working out together. But if you see someone carries on their same ways,
you're
going to be mad in a couple of years.
Let me ask this question, right? Right now, at this moment, how many of you, if you were dating someone right now for the first time, and they said, I need to know what's in your portfolio before we go to the second date, how many of you will open up that portfolio?
Second date, though, Jabron?
I mean, second week, second month?
Yeah, exactly.
Second date, though, dog.
Oh, bro.
Second date, no, we're not there yet. I mean, it just depends how the flow has been going on, but I have no problem of talking about it if I feel comfortable and safe.
Right, so let's say 3 months.
I'm trying to see if I can find out her last name.
You have a Facebook account?
Right.
Let's go there.
Cheesecake.
All right, then let's say 3 months in.
3 months in, by that time, I want to understand, you know what I'm saying, what all's going on with your
Okay, are you opening up the portfolio at 3 months in?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Feelings might be in it, but
depends on it really depends on, because like Lorie said, it depends on the flow. It could be sooner, it could be never, it could be later, because once you find out intentions on why that person is asking that question, because you don't want to bring along a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? Not talking about GOLD. I ain't talking about
She's like, oh, you got 600,000 in Edwards? Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere. Then she get
You said
you're not going anywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to be able to trust. I mean, Jabron, so that's kind of, I don't know. You got to be able to have that trust.
That's what I was. That's
look, the man circles. Everyone know man rich.
Really?
Show those portfolios. Yeah, so like I'm saying, you may not want to do that because then it goes into number 3 where it's talking about you can fall in love with someone's salary or lifestyle.
True.
Right.
That's number 3. So perfect segue. Good one.
I looked over the material.
Good job. So that's another habit is that you fall in love with someone's lifestyle, their salary. When you find out, oh, he's an attorney. Oh, ding, ding, ding. You already kind of recognizing how much money he makes.
Right.
Oh, you're always at the lounges on Friday night. You popping bottles. You got money.
Can I touch on this first?
Yes, sir.
Like when I've done studies, right? Like I do a lot of research a lot of times. I love history, stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I think about a courting, like how they used to think about it back in the day, it would be, a successful, person with a successful person, right? So when I'm looking for somebody and I'm thinking of who I want to match myself with, matter of fact, I ain't gonna talk about myself. I'm gonna talk about my daughter, right? So my daughter, let's say for instance, my oldest daughter. Not saying that I'm gonna be the person who, do Coming to America and try to, court her out. Well, what I'm saying is that you want to match greatness with greatness, or you want to match quality with quality. So me, I'm not saying I'm looking for somebody who's super successful, but that potential, I want that to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact you want to match yourself with quality. I mean, that's just how I think, right? So if I feel like I'm headed into a direction where success is going to be unlimited, I want to either be with somebody who has that open mind to say, look, I'm going to jump on the passenger seat with you and I'm going to ride with you, or they already there and we going to the next level. Because to be honest, for some odd reason, I attract people who got more than me. So I always attract successful women for some odd reason. I've always connected with people who, had more, all that, right? That's just how I am. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my looks or if it's my swag. I'm just saying.
It's the looks because you look like R. Kelly.
Oh my God, there you go. My mind's telling me no. but
you don't act like R. Kelly though. You like older women.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do.
Yeah. He's trying to come up with something so bad, y'all.
I attract.
Come on, hurry up.
Older women.
Fast.
Yeah. I mean, but I do. I attract older women, But, not to talk about women, but more so the topic of discussion. But that's how I look at it. And I think we should all look for somebody who is of quality. It's not necessarily all about the dollar that they have, because I've known some people who are great people and took a relationship where neither one of them had nothing, and they worked together, and now they got a true empire. You know what I'm saying? So it all goes back to that mindset.
Right. Are you willing to do it together? Straight up.
Right. That's
2
it,
weeks.
man. That's all it is. Like we both have flaws. Let's work on growing out the flaws and go to the next level with just, what I'm saying? That's really what it's all about.
And honestly, I think a lot of us, especially at this age, we're looking for people to build with. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to build, then, look, go kick rocks. I ain't got time for games. I ain't got time for, all the ups, downs, and so on and so forth. I need somebody to be able to build with.
Yeah.
And if you're
credit
not
is another thing.
I mean, you're like a shackle to me. You know what I mean?
Credit is another issue because I see that a lot in real estate, where we've got one, I don't know, it could be either one man or a woman who's got a wonderful credit score. They'll make that much money, but the other party makes more money, but their credit is poor.
Right.
It always happens that way, right? So when I asked one of them, the one that's looking and calling me and like, hey, I want to get a house, and we're, Tanisha, I know you've seen it. I'm ready to get a house, but both can't buy together because the other one hasn't got their credit score up. Yep. If that person is not like, hey, yeah, let's get both on the line and talk to Lorie so we can figure out how to get it together, I'm already knowing there's going to be trouble in that household because that person with the low credit score doesn't call me back, never wants to do the credit program, is $199 is just way too much. And I'm just like, I want to tell them, like, look, for real, you want to marry this one? You want to marry this one for real? Look at the behaviors that people display from the very beginning before you say I do. And I'm gonna just change that person when they get linked up. No, they're showing you who they are now. And if they're not looking to make those moves together so y'all can buy a house together, a home together, that's a big clue right there that They may not be that responsible when it comes to that, and they're not willing to make that move with you.
You know, there was a post that I got off of somebody's website. I thought that the quote was so phenomenal. The guy said, "You can kiss a fool, or a fool can kiss you, but don't make the mistake of waking up because you were fooled by a kiss."
Or more than the kiss.
Bars.
You know what I mean?
So, bars.
That's that player stuff right there.
Right.
Don't let the sex cloud your judgment. Trust me.
And then I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Oh. Okay. What you think, Dad?
You talking to me?
Kevin?
So
That's just another, that's the reason why you got to have people around you just to make sure they're checking you, because sometimes you are. I even have to tell my mother sometimes, look, you're being too much. And she's 67 years old, but, she needs to be checked too.
like, for me, man, it's hard for me to be selfish. Like, it really is hard for me to be selfish, man. And I've been told that I need to be a little selfish, and that's why I work more on myself than anything else, because I need to, really be selfish. Because I have some really, astronomical goals, and one of my goals is to be able to, feed the homeless, house the homeless, and all that. And sometimes I tend to push myself back because I exert a lot of my energy in helping other people versus myself sometimes. So I have a great deal of good balance now with that.
Right.
But, based off the nature of a part of the business that I'm in, I love being able to help people, period. And so being the way it's set up, I'm able to help people. And when I help people, I succeed even more. So.
Right. See, that's just being around great people. Once again, one good thing you may want to ask your friends, and I know sometimes we don't want to know the answers to this, but find out from your good group of friends and just say, I need a report card on how you think I am, like my behavior, my personality. Just give me a true check-in, and don't get defensive when you get the answer, because these people sometimes, they may not say anything because they love you and they just don't want to rock the boat. But ask maybe 3 good close friends of yours, if you had to grade me, give me some idea of what my personality is like. And then just be quiet and pay attention to what they say, because this is how they see you. And that could be the baggage that you're bringing to friendships. That could be baggage that you're bringing to around the friends, the relationships, and even at work. So what you think about that?
That's actually an excellent.
It is a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them offline. I'm not going to do it with y'all online now. Do it offline. Maybe when we go to brunch on Sunday, we'll have that discussion.
Yeah, I was at a men's retreat, and not too long ago, and one of the ministers, he brought up that very same point. He told people that one of the things that you want to do is kind of sit down and talk to your friends and your families to find out, some of your triggers.
Yes.
Some of the issues that you may have that you don't necessarily see because it's in your blind spot. So he told us, to sit down and ask, them, if I was to sit down and listen to you non-defensively.
Yes.
Can you tell me some of the triggers or issues or some of my blind spots that I may have that cause issues in life? So
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Men need that. Women need that. It's just a check-in process just to see, how are we doing? Because
Right.
you may not want to hear it, but that could be the thing that's going on and on and on and on that you're carrying on that people can't stand about you, but they just don't say anything. In this day and age, people do not say anything.
Right.
They just let it go. They just let it go.
And that one thing could be preventing you from reaching the next level.
That's right.
It could be holding you back.
Point.
So ask friends or family?
Both.
Yeah, well, I like asking friends a little bit more than family because family can get a little,
I was like, get them both. What do you have to lose? You have everything. At this point, it's all about unleashing our best selves, right? So it's really just about how can we be better. Right. And so it doesn't matter who you ask, just ask. And that's the problem is that we just like, no, I don't want to know.
Nah, let me know.
Can I say something about the baggage topic quick? This may be a little off topic, but as we realize the person coming in with baggage, at the end of the day, I probably say this on every
Can't
show.
hear you.
Can you hear me? Hold on.
I think you got baby girl on your speaker.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I want to talk about the baggage part, right? I know this probably be a little off topic, but on topic. But at the end of the day, I probably heard me say this every single show. When you cure yourself of that baggage with personal growth and self-development,
yes,
there will not be any more baggage.
Yes.
Drops the mic.
That's it. How long have you been in depth with personal growth and self-development? Kevin?
Wow. Oh my God. I would say when I was 20 years old, I got introduced to the first book I ever read in its entirety, which was Rich Dad Poor Dad, which eventually ended up going from Rich Dad Poor Dad to Cash Flow Quadrant, from Cash Flow Quadrant to Think and Go Rich, from Think and Go Rich to John C. Maxwell, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
That was my first book.
Right.
From that book to 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. Mm-hmm. And then it just kept on going from there. Like, the brother who introduced me to that world was the same age as me. He developed his mindset at the same age as me because he had a mentor, brought me in the industry that I really love, and he made me an advocate reader. And even to this day, he's doing some phenomenal things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get in contact. Well, I actually have talked to him, and I'm trying to get him on board because he was just a master at what he did, and that was shift people's mindsets. That's what he did for me, and I thank him even to this day for putting me on that path because where I'm from, it's kind of real. Even though I had the mindset I had, but it's kind of real. But I really thank him.
One person can change your life.
Literally, and
one person can change your life. So you have no idea. You could meet them at the gas station. You can meet them at school, whatever. It doesn't matter. But when that one person blossoms up and exposes you to different networking organizations, different organizations that show you different books and different motivational speakers, you're on a whole different level because now it's all about how do I better Lorie before I can get into any relationships with anyone else.
Right.
Got it? So that's the key, that the core really goes back to personal growth and self-development is like the nucleus of where we need to go. If you don't have that, you're going to find yourself in unsuccessful relationships, jobs, and opportunities, no matter what. Because you don't, and I'm not relating this back to Christianity, but what I'm saying is if you don't have that as a basis, you don't really have anything to judge yourself or to really just critique your own self before you start messing up and getting into relationships. Yes?
Yeah.
Last one.
Agreed.
Yeah, so if you need our help, just kind of chime in, because we're all part of different positive personal growth and self-development organizations. Circle of Champions is one that's in the Maryland and DC area. Changed my life. So from a spiritual aspect over to personal growth and how to start and succeed in your business. Bob Yates will always, I will always give him thanks. Look him up if he is in your area, if in the Maryland area. Nove, I started with Nove a couple of years ago, personal growth and self-development. Rico McDaniel, Justin Owens, Carlton Calhoun, all of those guys changed different things on a different level. And that invited a whole different group of new friends that I now have. So, and all of us, like Tanisha is part of different groups. She started her own organizations as well for women. Tanisha.
Yes.
Right. So, birds of a feather, they do flock together.
Yes, they
I don't know if
do.
you want to say that.
And the last one, we'll wrap it up, is the last bad habit that can create baggage. Is we kind of talked about it, but it's just fear and insecurity. Fear and insecurity. Your relationship that you have now is not your past relationship. And when I mention relationships, I'm not just talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, men and women. I'm talking about all of your kinds of relationships, work, personal relationships. So just because you meet that guy right now and that previous guy hurt the hell out of your heart, that's the perfect example of what people think, well, you're bringing that baggage to the table that every man sucks. Every man's going to disappoint you. You got to understand that dating is what it is. It's finding and sorting people out. Same thing when people find jobs and they are, okay, I'm starting a new job, starting a new career opportunities. I'm looking for the one that fits. And the same thing is with relationships. Whenever it ended, you got to just move on and just say, all right, that shit hurt. It's time to move on to something else. But don't bring that on as if that man or that woman, that next relationship is going to do the same way that the last one did. New beginnings, new beginnings.
That's right.
And the room goes quiet.
Go ahead, man. That's like that door opening up again.
Right.
Go ahead, RJ, go.
I seen it. Who's that peeking at my window?
One moment, please. One moment.
Oh my gosh.
Here is a commercial break. Here's a commercial break. Have you been looking for something? Have you been watching? Have you been? The commercial. That was commercial. I couldn't think of that.
All right, back from the commercial break. All right. Yeah, you guys are good with the faces. Good luck with that. All right. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna wrap this up?
Don't carry no baggage.
I would say if you know you got baggage, just drop it off. It's just
that new relationship is not the old relationship.
I would like to say this. Sometimes we don't take the time out for ourselves. A lot of times what we'll do is we would jump out of one relationship and jump right back into another one.
Yes.
Don't take a minute to just take a step back, analyze who we are as an individual, analyze how that individual had hurt us, some of the things that we've may have taxed on, and the baggage that we now carry because of the emotions, the emotional, I guess, pain or whatever you want to call it, that we now carry on into the next relationship. We don't take a time out to deal with the pain first.
Yeah, it's okay to be single.
Yeah, it is.
It's okay to be single. I think I took about a year break one time, and it wasn't anything where people weren't, like, inventory was not a problem. But
Right.
you have to make sure that you check in with yourself to make sure, am I good to enter into another relationship?
Right.
You know, because some people go from relationship to relationship because they don't want to be by themselves.
That's
That's
a
the
problem.
insecurity that we're talking about.
Yep.
Get yourself together first, because you are not doing any good by just going and still not working on yourself.
Yeah, and you're gonna wind up hurting other people.
If you are,
You know what I
it's
mean?
like walking around with a gun,
Yeah.
loaded gun.
And it may not be intentional, but you know what I mean, the very moment that they may say something or do something, it's like a hair trigger.
Yeah.
It's gonna fire off.
Yep. Thank you, Wendy. That's right. Take a time to find yourself as a person. And when you do find yourself, then you'll be ready. You'll have that different glow about you, and then you'll have that different step about you. And then when people come to you, they'll be ready to receive the new you, because you're ready now. You're ready now. So that was part of the reason last year, just kind of rolling into, when people see me hashtag unleash your irresistibility, I do it a lot on a lot of different pictures that I do on Facebook. And it came from, I was in a funky spot and I didn't know how the hell to get out of jealousy. I didn't know, I thought I had to be in a relationship back to back because that made me who I was. But it took me going through depression, going through personal growth, and really just kind of sitting with myself to be with more positive environments and positive people, that it changed everything. So when I say unleash your irresistibility, like the shirt, I wear it on the outside because I feel it on the inside now. And it's really more so, unleashing means getting the best out of you. How can you glow from the inside out? So when people see you, they don't even need to hear a word coming out your mouth. And they're like, it's something about you that I want to talk to you. You know, I want to, like Kevin has an aura about him. You know, it's just a different kind of energy that Kevin has. And if you ever meet him in person, you will see he rarely has a bad day. He rarely has a bad day, because if it is something that you say negative, he's going to turn it around and quickly just say, you know what, but you may be having a bad day, but guess what? You about to be on top in a few minutes. So, you know, you never know when you're dealing with people like that. He's unleashed. You know, he's unleashed. That kind of mentality, you want to hang around those kind of people, because he is all about greatness. And his kids have that greatness glow as well.
Can I add something onto that, since you're edifying me like this?
Yes, I am edifying you to the most.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, a lot of people don't feel like they can shift very quickly. But to be honest, like, when I made a decision and I told myself that I want to be better, immediately I started becoming better, because the aura that I have, the energy that I give off, I started attracting more of the positiveness that I needed and that I was pretty much vibrating off of. And everything else that was negative or that wasn't in alignment with that frequency disappeared on its own. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt lonely. And I was like, hold up, man. I don't get calls no more. I don't get nothing. But immediately I said, you know what? Wow, I can truly feel a shift. And also I can gauge it, because I'm like, okay, so now that I have these self-talks with myself, I'm like, okay, but then that I've shifted into this hemisphere, they not on this planet with me. So they can't come with me on this planet because it's too far from them. You know what I'm saying?
It's a small planet. Everybody can't go, and they won't go where you're going. And that's like, you're going to leave some people behind. When you start bettering yourself, you were going to leave some people behind. Not to say that you got to disrespect who they are, but bring some people as they want to come. Like, I met Angie no more than a year ago.
Oh, man.
And we were just clients. You know, I was helping her purchase her first condo, and we just really grew together. Her spirit attracted me to her. And likewise, that's why we're still connecting. If you need anything, I'm here. Same thing with Tanisha. Like, if I see her have a bad day, you know, we're immediately going to get into the mode of, all right, what do we need to do to get you back up? What do we need to do? Because that's what your support system should be around you.
Yes.
People who are gossiping and just, that's all they do, is they want to talk about somebody and negativity.
You know what? One of my friends,
with that.
One of my friends, Rashid, I got I got down one day and I got to talking to her, and she told me, she's like, Daniel, listen, not everybody is meant to fly with you on the next level.
She's saying that in a negative way or a positive way?
Positive. Because she
yeah.
noticed the shift, she noticed the changes that have been made and all this, the progress that I've been making. And I had been talking about how it's like people around me are just like falling off like flies, and I kind of miss, you know what I mean, the company. I miss, you know what I'm saying, being just around certain people. And she was like, listen, no, the progress that you're making is so phenomenal. And
that's right.
Everybody is not meant to fly with you on the next level.
So it's lonely at the top.
It is.
It may be lonely. You know what? I'm not even going to say it's lonely at the top. And the reason why I'm going to say it's not lonely at the top is
selective.
Who you bring with you will be there at the top if they're willing to go with you.
They were, yeah, and they're there.
So
like you guys are there for life.
Right.
Y'all are there for life. All right, so I'm going to leave you with a quote. When we long for life without difficulties, remind yourself that oaks, O-A-K-S, grow stronger in contrary winds. Diamonds are made under pressure.
Love it.
Work on you, period. Work on you so that you can be a better person, so that you can be bold, you can be strong, so that when things come your way, when people come your way, you'll be unbothered. Unbothered. Hashtag. Gibran. Were you asleep, Gibran?
Yes.
Yes.
You're taking a little bit of a nap.
It's recorded.
It's recorded. We saw you. We saw you. So, as I said, I wanted to just wait to the end because Daniel Bethea had wrote a book this year, Tears of a Man, Poetic Chronicles of a Young Heart.
Yes.
These are the kind of things that happen. I'm going to be interviewing him next week. He's going to have an exclusive video interview next week. And we're going to be talking more about all of 2000 accomplishments, 2016 and 17, up to date, what's going on and what happened in his past, how the baggage helped get him to where he is. So make sure you stay tuned because we're going to be doing a live interview on that.
I can tell you all about his baggage.
No. You won't be on that one.
I give you the real exclusive.
You won't be on that one, Gibran. So I wanted to make sure, Daniel, did you want to talk about some upcoming dates for your book signing?
Yes. Book signing is going to be December 17th and December 23rd. Okay. It's going to be at the Java Cafe, 358 Main Street in Laurel, Maryland. All right. So once again,
what are the dates again?
December 17th.
This is Sunday.
December 23rd.
Saturday and then the next Saturday. Sunday and then the next Saturday. What time?
That on my old neighborhood. I know the spot you're talking about.
Yeah, that's good.
Real nice
so
place.
For those that don't know him, you can come out and get your book signed, meet the author.
Is that the Java Juice spot?
Yeah, the Java Cafe.
Yeah. Java Cafe. Yeah, that's a nice spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So any other news that we needed to share?
Outside of that, no, but I will be, actually, yes.
Daniel's pregnant.
The Man's Perspective real soon. The Man's Perspective is going to give you a deeper insight as to some of the poems in which I wrote. So I'll be coming out with that really, really soon after the book signing event.
Very good. All right. So you got to be there. So if you haven't already, just make sure you go to Daniel Bethea, BETHEA.com.
Yep.
DanielBethea.com. And see what's going on. Unleash your irresistibility. You guys can always get this online. LorieWoodruff.com. It's not going anywhere. If you gotten already, enjoy it. Tanisha, have you been enjoying your book?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was awesome.
She's unleashing. So as we get closer to the holidays, we're going to have some more appreciation conversation, just off the cuff kind of topics. So stay tuned as we get closer to the holidays, and we will be back next Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
More fun.
All right, guys. I'll check you guys out later. Stay tuned if you had any more questions. Stay tuned to the page or go over to LorieWoodruff.com. But thank you very much for joining in. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.